So we have our foundation ready, and what I want to do now is just to make sure we have a clear picture of what we're going to do, because the custom HTML tooltip can be complicated if you don't have a clear picture, especially if you look at the documentation. You see a chunk of code, but it's absolutely not clear what's going on. Alright, so first of all, to create a custom HTML tooltip, you can see here this is one. It consists of a few items. And the CSS is, I put it separate because we can work on that later on. But the most important part is first here is triggering it. So how do we trigger it? Well, we have this here. This is basically the trigger. We'll load here. Then it will start to load that specific part. However, at that moment, we need to check first, does it exist? If it exists, it will just continue on here down. But if it's not existing, we need to create the tooltip, or basically use the create element. We have to load through that code. And that's basically what we're doing here first. So we have to create this, connect this to this one here. So it will create a tooltip if there's none existing. And then after, it will start to go here down on where it will be triggered as well on if the we will hide the tooltip if it's mouse out. If it's mouse on, it will trigger here again. So basically this is the one for the mouse on or hover over, but this one is the mouse out. And then also what we're going to do as well is afterwards is this one here, the text of the tooltip, which will consist of 3 parts, which will be the title, and then we have the body. For example, the title would be maybe the label. That's usually the label, and then here the body will have like the value. We have that a square color, and we have here the labels. And what I mean by labels is this one here. Well, we can just enable it so we can see it. So basically it's this one here. Up here, the yellow is basically the title, which is our label here, if I'm not mistaken, or labels, sorry. And then we have here, when we hover over it, you see here the lower part, which will be the body, where you have the color and the number of votes and the value. And that is considered the label plus the value. And so this part is basically the body part of the tooltip. However, as you can see, when you move away from the tooltip, or we mouse over or mouse out, at that moment the tooltip needs to disappear. We need to do this as well, but what we're really doing here is we're doing the disappearing effect. But after, if we go to another one, we need to destroy the old tooltip, else we will get in HTML the previous data. So that's basically what we're doing, is looping toward it. So this is why here, what happens here is the following. We have the text of the tooltip, we have the tooltip, the title, the body, and then we need to create or remove or create it. How do we remove or create it? Well, we will destroy it, basically, and we have to recreate a new one based on the new information. If we don't do this, we will hold the old data in there, even if you move over another data point where we want to show the other data point. So this is very important. Basically, you're doing the JavaScript function now, and you communicate with HTML. And then finally here, we are going to set up the tooltip positioning. So this all together will create it, because the tooltip positioning is just understanding, if you are hover over here, where the tooltip should be showing up as well. So we have to control that, same with this here. So basically what we're doing here is we hover over here, it creates a tooltip with information. The moment we mouse out, it disappears. It doesn't destroy it, but it just hides it. Yes. So as you can see in here, that's this one here basically. Hide tooltip if mouse out. Why? We didn't hover over any other place. But the moment we hover over another one, it will destroy the old one and grab the new data, which is green, the square color of green, and of course the number of votes, etc., etc. And this is what it does consistently, and also is the positioning relative to wherever we are at the data point. So this is the most important part. Alright, so now you have this understanding of this, it's probably time to start working on the first part here. We're going to trigger the tooltip. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you enjoy this video, you probably will enjoy this one as well. And if you're interested in chart.js, check out in the description box the link directing to my chart.js course, where you can learn everything about chart.js. And finally, of course, make sure you subscribe to my channel.